in our emails, just friends that know us, like what's going on, when's the next, recording. As we were trying to keep up with our promise to say, like, yes, we will be able to record and get you recordings every single week. But the fact of the matter is,
life happens.
Life gets in the way. Exactly. That has not been the case for us. So a bit of highs and a bit of lows. So we're actually going to transition this into like something outside of our schedule for friendships. And we're going to just title this episode, So Where You Been? And this is our way of basically letting you know
where we've been. So I think the most funniest thing was, the question was, are y'all still friends? So people thought that we broke up. We did not break up. We actually speak every day. It was just life has been happening. So I just want to say,
no, life's been kicking our ass.
It really has, because what happened was, and if you can hear my voice, it's so funny. We had scheduled dates to record, and I got sick that you couldn't even hear me talk. It was kind of like how it is now, but it's not as bad. It was worse. So I couldn't even talk. I was still working. Work was kicking my butt. So then we was like, all right, we got these dates. Then I went, for me, I did a couple of stuff. I went on vacation. Living life. I did work,
which was needed. It was needed to get that.
Been working on, our separate Instagram pages. I want to say, been really working on my accessory business and stuff like that. So it was just like, and then as much as we tell you, we're moms and wives. So really, like dealing with mom life. I know for me, my son is getting ready to go to preschool, so I was finalizing that for him. And then we're in the month of June, which is like the most craziest month for me because it's my husband and my son's birthday and Father's Day. Obviously. It's like, boom. And then I have multiple people's birthdays in June. I'm like, hello. And then there's people getting married. Shout out to y'all. So getting that together. Then over here trying to shoot individual content, trying to just be present. And you know what? I'm going to say we was overdoing it. So I think what happened was we was overly committing. And like I was telling my girl here, I was like, we overly committing and it's okay. So for me, I was okay. My girl here was freaking out. I was like, girl, we're going to be fine. We ain't losing nobody. It's just going to be enticing them and acquiring them more. And I think in the break that we have a lot of people that want to come on, which is amazing. We have a lot of male guests that want to come on. So you're going to be seeing a lot of the male perspective. We know last season it was the women's perspective. We have a lot of men coming on. Actually, we have like 3, but I forgot to tell my girl why my husband's volunteering himself to come on. So since he wants to volunteer, he should be on. We'll work it out, though, because he claims he could just go on and wing it. I told him we don't work that way.
No, brother. No, DJ Corey.
No, we don't work that way. So, and it's funny because he was like, what happened to y'all recording? Because he literally listens to us while he's working. So he's like, where y'all been? I was like, oh, we'll be back. So,
right. Hence why this episode is called So Where You Been.
Yeah.
Because much like piggybacking off of her, no, we did not break up. We're still very much friends. We still keep in contact all the time. And even if it's like just a few sentences here and there, just to check in, be like, hey girl, how are you? Hey boo, what's going on? And then at the end of it, that's it. Like we'll see each other. We know everyone is good because we see each other on Instagram and things like that and what have you. So it's been a lot. And so while she was just like, don't worry about it, everything is going to be fine, I was just like, like I need to make sure that we're putting out this, like when we say every single Wednesday it's going to be put out. But you know what? Things happen. And unfortunately, we were unable to put it out every single Wednesday. So we may need to rethink that. But we do know it's going to be on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
For me on my end, and one thing that she didn't even mention for the simple fact is that she got a promotion yet again. So her promotion,
it's not even official yet, but she's throwing it out there. But it is.
Listen, I'm claiming it. So with her new promotion, my new promotion as well. Between that, with promotion comes more a responsibility than what you already have. With us being moms, wives, friends, daughters, nieces, cousins, and then also trying to do our own entrepreneurship with, with her brooches and her jewelry, and then also with her contact and her styling. And then for me, it's just more so of my blogging, my reviews, and then also trying to get my lip care business back up and running and stuff like that, since all my product, thank God, finally came in. So hopefully I'll be pushing that out as well. But the thing is that we just have like this mindset that we just want to keep going, and whatever it is that catches our interest, we just go through with it. Of course, do our research and then go through with it. And then sometimes it's just too much. We're at a point where it just becomes overwhelming. And especially, and I, for me speaking with her, like every now and again, like it was just like June just happens to be one of those months that are always busy. It's like the break of summer, Father's Day. My husband's birthday is also June as well. Two of my godson's birthday is it's this month as well. My friend Kata Kade's birthday too, as well. And then just also, being in the wedding currently, being a part of a wedding party, and then planning that.
She's always booked. She's always booked and busy. So this is my girl that doesn't say no.
It's not that I can't say no.
No, you don't say no.
It's hard to say no okay, so I'll rephrase. I can say no, but it's hard for me to say no to those I actually care and love, right? If I'm not really like, I'll think about it a little bit more. But if it's someone like you, of course, if it's like for other friends and family that I'm like my ace boon coons, like my day ones, then it's not even a question. Like as soon as they ask me, yep, I could do it, just tell me when. And not really realizing or factoring in the things that I need to do myself. So then I'm like ripping and running to make sure that I can accomplish everything. And a part of me actually thrives a little bit off of that, because it just makes me like, I don't know, that's the excitement behind it. Like, can I get this accomplished? And then when I finally get it accomplished, it's like, yes. And then at the end of the day, I am dog tired. Like, I literally should have been like, all right, maybe not this week, but next week.
Exactly.
That's something that is a learning process for me. And that's a part of the reasoning as to why, aside from you being sick and we had the hiatus, and then you going on a much needed trip.
And then you went on this. Yep. That's what I was going to say.
Right, as well. You know what I mean? And I think these were the things that were supposed to humble us and be like, all right, let's pause for a second and realize the things that you really need to accomplish now. Can these other things that's being thrown at you, can that be pushed to the side a little bit? And that's really what happened.
And I think it's great because I think that gave, for me personally, that time to really like reflect and think. Because, we already got our topics. But in regards to being able to give y'all what you need and what you expect. Because that's another thing, too. I don't want to give half behind work or half behind quality when it comes to what we are giving to you guys. So that's the biggest thing for me. And especially, so, because we have, I'm just saying, and I know everybody likes the energy, and I wanted to make sure that the energy was there, because life can really suck the most out of you. And I think for us, like my girl was saying, we had to practice more self-care. We talk about self-care, had to practice it. We had a couple of goals for ourselves, and we are, accomplishing those and slaying those while still trying to live life, because at the end of the day, with everything that has been happening in the world, life is too short. And I always had this model for years, but I'm really living up to it, like living my best life to the fullest and to my standards and what I want, and not what people expect of me or anything, because that was a lot of it too, that I always felt like, oh man, if I didn't do this, I'm gonna, this person's gonna feel away. And, during my self-reflection time, I was able to be like, yo, it's okay. It is what it is. I'm not going to be able to be there for everybody the way I want to or anything. And you have to understand that. If you don't, oh, well, so long, see you later. It's not really affecting me or bothering me. And I try to live drama-free. I always tell her that. I tell her life is quiet. The less I know for me, the less I know. The less I know, it makes my life easier. I'm just saying. And I think that's pretty much where we've been. I mean, we know y'all better be following us on our individual platforms, and you know where we've been.
Yeah, no, I mean, we like she said, we booked and busy, and booked and busy. Not necessarily saying that we're always like going places and things like that, but just mostly going places and where we have goals. We have goals
Mm-hmm.
that we're trying to see through and see them happen and see them flourish and things like that. And so sometimes we do require a moment to just scale it back. Really, again, prioritize, understanding like and setting boundaries. I know
Yes.
we mentioned it before, setting those boundaries and then prioritizing what necessarily needs to be done and what can be placed in the back burner. So that was it was a learning experience for me during this time frame, as I'm just like, dang, I was thinking like, are our followers gonna stop?
Yeah.
Is everything gonna dwindle down? You know what I mean? Like that kind of thing. But it's kind of like we worked in a way where it was consistent, of course, and then we were true, and that's how we were able to get our followers, aka ringers.
Yep.
This is how we were able to get partnerships with other things as well, from us being our authentic self. So whether or not, and again, I had to learn this, whether or not we are having something done every single day, every single week, or something like that, people will stay loyal as long as we're putting out great content. And so that's really what we're trying to do. But we wanted to make sure we jumped on here to give you an understanding as far as what exactly has been going on.
Oh, where we been?
Or not. It's just like, whoa, like, yeah, we're still friends. Or, that's not the issue. Or another thing was, it's just that maybe we ran out of things to talk about. Absolutely. Like, absolutely not. That wasn't the case.
Wait, somebody said that? Somebody said that we run out of things to talk about?
Right. And it could be, it's possible, especially if you don't have a consistent flow. But
shame on you, whoever said that.
Like,
no, shame on you, whoever said that. Because if you don't know, I always got something to talk about, whether it's about the topics or about life, okay? Because right now, probably half of y'all watching the doggone basketball game, okay? Watching the playoff.
Mm-hmm. Right. But that wasn't the case. Like when I tell you from the very beginning, when we started mapping this out, we already knew what each season is going to be about, what each topic is going to be about, what the title of every single, episode is going to be, who's going to be coming on to these shows. So we definitely know and have the material ready. Of course, nothing is scripted because, like we always tell you, it's always off the cuff, it's always off the dome, and that's how we're able to give you that authentic vibes. Another thing was that because someone noticed that our website was not down, was not working, and we took it down for a reason because of the simple fact that we weren't putting out any content.
Yeah.
So we could have kept it up so that anyone wanted to go there, but we have a YouTube
exactly
channel
YouTube we can see it. Yeah.
Right. And YouTube, you'll be able to see it versus on our website, you can only hear it. And that's much like on, Spotify and all that other stuff. But I'm not going to get into that because, I love my girl to say that at the end. So I'm not going to get into all that. We'll wait till the end. That's what I'm patiently waiting for. But it's been a couple of, rough patches.
It has been a couple of hiccups. It has been a couple of hiccups, and my girl has been beating herself up. She thought I was going to come here and beat her down. But I'm not. That's my boo. I cussed her out on the side. No, she know I cussed her out. She stood me up last week. So we were supposed to record last week. She stood me up 2 times. And I was ready. I said, girl, I'm off for work. I said, girl, I'm off for work. And I was like, I'm available. So let me know. We had 2 locked in dates. I was sitting here waiting. She's like, well, there was life happening one day. And the other day I said, oh, she went out. I said, all right.
Yeah.
But it was needed.
And that was my bad.
But it was needed.
It really was work. It was really work. Like, work has been kicking my butt, but I'm so thankful for the job. So don't get me wrong. But like I was saying before, with promotion, that means added responsibility, which means is that you don't, even though you have the traditional 9 to 5, sometimes you can't stop at that 5 o'clock. You have to continue on to where you're not having that build up the very next day. So it was coming to time frames where it was just like I was working past that 5 o'clock into like 8:30. So by that time, like I can't,
and we can't come on there, and you can't function in that capacity. No. You wouldn't want us coming on here like literally we was, and then we could be honest. We was gonna record last night, and I was like, girl, I'm pooped because I returned back to work and they've been kicking my butt. There's been several things happening. So it was like, okay, we got it. But we truly just wanted to come on here and say, this is what's been happening. Life is lifing. We still love our ringers.
Life is life for real.
Yeah, we still love our ringers. We still love those that, have been reaching out to us. And I love the feedback about not having nothing to talk.
That was funny. But you know what? Honestly, it's an honest question. Because,
it is.
Honestly, think about it when people stop podcasts or when people stop shows. It's because of the simple fact they've run out of things to really talk about. They've run out of things to actually produce. But we're still very young at this. This is only season 2. So we still have a lot more to, we still have a lot more to produce. So it wasn't too far-fetched, especially since it's been a couple of weeks from our last thing. Mm-hmm. So it was like, it was a little funny, but I'm just like, no, we have the material. Yeah. It's just that we just needed to figure out when was the best time to put it out. So that's why I'm like, we probably need to reinvent the wheel once again, where yes, we can stick with the Wednesdays, but probably not every Wednesday.
And other Wednesdays. It's just showing ourselves. It's just showing ourselves grace in everything that we do. So that's why this is what happens, in everything. So that is why. And then let's talk about real life. My kids just want to come in and tell everybody hi. So that's why that's why you're like, if you see me going like this, he was like, I want to say hi. And he's getting upset. He actually wants to say hi to my girl over here. But maybe one day we'll do a kids episode for like 10 minutes and put our kids on, because it only could be 10 minutes. Because all they're going to talk to you about is nonsense.
No, you're doing too much. You're doing 5? Maybe 5 minutes.
Okay.
5 minutes. We'll give them 5
minutes. 5 minutes. But definitely.
5 minutes of fame. That's all they need.
But definitely. But I think the most funniest, besides that comment of if we didn't have nothing to talk about, I think, and this is just getting into it, like, are we still friends? My thing is, why do people assume because you haven't heard something or seen something that necessarily means that the person are no longer friends?
You know why? Because that's the most common thing that normally happens, especially when you have 2 or more people or something like that or whatever, and then it just stops abruptly.
True.
You know what I mean? Because it's not like we said, hey, like the first time when we had our first season, we were just like, hey, we're breaking for 2 to 3 weeks. We'll be back. And we came back. With this one, it was like no rhyme, no reason. We put out our last one and that was it.
Yep.
Right. There was nothing else. Like there was nothing else that was being posted on Instagram. There was no more TikTok videos. So I know they were sitting there like, what's happening?
It was so funny because I had to go back and was like, yo, how many episodes did we record for season 2? I think it's only 3. I think it was 3. It was literally 3. No?
It's 3. And this will make 4, but this is not a part of friendships.
Yeah.
We just wanted to make sure like it's a side, like,
that we are live, but this is good to let y'all know that summer's gonna be summering. We may do some outdoor recording. That would help if we find somewhere nice. I think that would be cool to do some outside recording. We're definitely going to, we're going to plan it out. I think we definitely need to show y'all a little bit more of the Bronx. We said we was going to do that. We did show a place in the wintertime that we both frequent at, and we love going there. We actually love going there. Oh, it is. It's Bistro on Alexander.
Avenue in the Bronx. That whole area, to be very honest with you, is just up and coming.
But on Friday nights, it's the Friday night vibe. The DJ there is amazing. Yes. And he knows us.
Food is good. Service is good. Drinks are good. Yeah. And the music is great. If you're anything like us, where we love like that old school hip hop and R&B, that's exactly what it was given.
Yeah.
And that's the place to be on a Friday night. So
it is.
I know what point we were doing with this ring. So we plan on doing that once again and then exploring the Bronx as well a little bit more, especially since summer is coming. And then also adding into that situation as far as then opening up for people to call in and be a part of the show. That way we can get,
because we said that in season 1. We did say that in season 1, but we're still working out the logistics. Like we said, we're new. We're trying to figure it out to make it, because we're perfectionists. We are. My girl is more the perfectionist than me, but we are perfectionists, and we don't want to open up a phone line and be like, ooh, call a number, But still,
when we say we do everything, we're the producers, we're the
yes.
editors, we're marketing, we're customer service. It's
Listen,
just her and I.
yeah, it
We
is.
don't have a team. So, you know, as we want to do these things, these are things that we both have to sit down and actually research and say, can we really do this? And if we can do it, then we'll do it.
Yeah, we definitely will.
Much like doing this, working remotely and doing this remotely is something that we had to learn and make sure that this was something that worked, because we were so used to going
being
to our
together,
place.
and being together and doing stuff together.
You know what I mean?
But, you know, life happens again, like we said, and that's not always going to be the case. And a lot of the platforms, we see the other podcasts, a lot of people do it separately. If we're able to come together, I think it would be nice that we come together at a nice place. We'll find something we could talk. I think I might have something for us to, I have to ask the person, somewhere that we could just record together in a different space, that will work out. So we just definitely wanted to just do a check-in, tap back in, tell y'all that we're back. And we're better than ever. Here. We're better than ever. We had to take a break. We took that 2 to 3 week break to pause. But I think,
it was longer.
It was longer. But I feel like, you know, this was the Lord telling us that we need to really take a real break, because a lot of things was happening, you know, on both ends, that we just needed to chill out because it was too much.
Yeah.
It was too much.
Yeah.
And I was like, girl.
It was.
I was like, girl, we'll be all right. She was like, no. I said, no. We'll be all right. And it was funny because when I went on vacation, then I was about to tap in, and it was so funny. I was going to tap and say, girl, you want to record while I'm on vacation? People just see me on the beach. And then I said, oh, look, she went away. I'm so happy. And then it was so funny when we got back.
And it was impromptu too. Like, I had no plans of doing it. As a matter of fact, you know, just on a more so of a transparent thing, like it was more so my husband who went out, you know, his family is from El Salvador. So he went out to El Salvador to check on his grandma, make sure his grandma was doing good and everything. But in him traveling, aside from that, he tore his ACL and meniscus from him playing soccer. And so he still traveled that way. His knee froze up. And so he needed me to come out there to help him. So I had to take an impromptu trip. Like, I wasn't prepared for it. I was working from home, taking care of the little one, and take a trip out there, which I didn't know, like, in his appreciation, he turned it into like a vacation, which did not realize how much I really needed it until I got there. And I don't know, it was like the weight lifted off of me. And this is how, you know, those signs to let you know that you really do need to hone in and make sure that your self top notch. Yeah. But it was definitely a trip that I needed. So when she was just like, hey, you want to record it? And I was like, kind of not in the country right now. Yeah. But and she didn't know, because I didn't let anyone know. As a matter of fact, just maybe a handful of people knew. Because I, you know, just in planning things and things like that, I was telling them I couldn't make it. But it was definitely a trip that I needed. And so when I came back and we were trying to figure out that time, like how we can record, it was just more so for the simple fact of having so much responsibility to deal with when coming back. Work was kicking my butt with the long hours. Then I had the little one. And now that things are starting to get a little bit better, I just feel as though like it's a quiet before the storm kind of sense. Because now, just found out 2 days ago, my husband got COVID again, third time in a row. So it's just been one of those things where it's like, while I'm working, I'm spraying everything down. That it's a lot. And I thought, in my mind, I thought COVID was over. Like, it's not over, but I thought it was over. I thought we were getting to a place where, you know, we were seeing it less and less. But then that new variant was like, hey, I'm here. And he's like, I don't even know. He took the test, he's positive. I took the test, I'm negative. And so I've been trying to shield the baby away, spraying down everything I saw, just to make sure that we're good. And so, but, you know, now that things have like dwindled down a bit, I'm just like, okay, we do need to work on these things that we said that we were going to, put out there. The podcast being one of them. Yeah. So, you know, we're back. We're friends. We have the content. We have plenty of things to talk about. So if y'all want to hear my last tidbit of what to talk about, if you are ready to vacation, you need to visit, if you haven't, the lovely Barbados, as well as visiting El Salvador. That's where she went. Oh, 10 out of 10. Beautiful. 10 out of 10 recommend. Yes. Recommend. And if you are aesthetic, you're an aesthetic whore, like I feel myself, these are places that you definitely want to go. Make sure you have your camera, your storage ready, bring your tripod, all of that stuff, set it up
and
nice,
bring the fashion.
bring the fashion. And listen, it doesn't have to be Gucci, Prada, all of
Nope.
that stuff.
No.
You can find great quality clothing in your Target, all right, Marshalls, TJ Maxx, all of that stuff. And if you need assistance, I mean, my girl here,
I was
she
about to
does
do it
personal
myself. I was about to do the shameless plug. Listen, if you need me to do that, I do that. And I also got the accessories to go with it. And she got the lip line
There
to
you
go
go.
with it. So there you go.
There you go. But I'm gonna do it. I'm good with this episode.
And I'm good as well. So once again, we wanted to thank you for checking in with us and listening to us. We missed you. We're so glad to be back.
Missed you.
But also, we wanted to make sure that you are following us on all streaming networks and platforms, which is Spotify, our beautiful friends over at Anchor, Google, Apple, and my favorite, my favorite, which is YouTube, which you can see us and in the real live, format and